When you need her, she'll know what to do and she'll be there for you. Where you will lead her, there's nothing Adele couldn't think of to do. She's all you ever needed in the wrong situation. You're caught in the middle, no way of escaping. Till out of the blue she runs into you. There's nothing that she couldn't do. She's the travel counselor.
I see you've been doing a little bit of gardening. I noticed at the front walking in.
Yeah.
The plants look so nice. They're so colourful.
Thank you.
Great job.
Yeah, I like to add colourful plants in.
Oh, that's good.
Things a bit brighter.
So how did you feel after our session last week when I left? Were you okay?
Oh, I had a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did my food shopping. I went to the beach, had a little sit down and wander around the beach, and
Nice.
yeah, just I don't know, left me with a lot to think about, I think.
Okay, what was the main thing that you were left with?
The way that you made me look at it from my husband's perspective or from another person's perspective. I feel like I'd only been thinking about me and my loss and my grief and how I was dealing with it. And then, to think when you said he's not only lost his child, but he's lost his wife too, it hit me, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so have you heard from your husband?
Yeah, he calls, but I just, if I call back midday and he's asleep, so, yeah.
Is that a purpose?
Maybe.
Okay.
I just think I'm not ready yet. I'm just not ready yet.
What do you think stops you from, what actually stops you from talking to him? Like, what's the main thought that comes into your mind? I know last week we talked a lot about feeling guilt.
Mm-hmm.
So say you pick up your phone and you go to call him or you see his name on the phone. What is that thought that goes into your mind?
I just know that the minute that I answer the phone or that I call him, I have to deal with it again.
Right.
And at the minute, you get yourself to a place where you've removed yourself from the situation and you're working on forgetting what happened. And so whilst it's still there and you're still going through everyday life, feeling affected by it, it's like there's a bit of a distance around it. But the minute that I hear his voice, the minute that I speak to him, I have to deal with it again. I have to, everything will come flooding back to me and I'll have to deal with everything that, and I don't want to. I just want to forget it.
Yeah. So I think the only way of healing and getting through this is by facing it and letting yourself go through grief. Because I think you've been running away from the grief, not dealing with it, and it's still always there. So it's like you're really scared to feel it, to feel the sadness. Mm-hmm. Does it scare you? Are you scared about how low the grief is going to make you go? Yeah. Why does it scare you? What scares you the most?
Because I know how I felt in that moment where they placed a dead baby on my chest. I know how that felt, and I know that I'll go straight back there. The minute that I have to deal with this, I'm going straight back there, and that was horrible, and I don't ever want to feel that again, ever.
Are you finding it horrible talking about it right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Is it bearable though?
It's bearable because you're a brand new person. It's not somebody that shares the pain with me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can talk to you about it because I don't have to deal with you having emotion around it too.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm not emotionally involved with this. Yeah. Doesn't mean that I'm not feeling sad for you. It doesn't mean that I'm not feeling the empathy. I've got two children myself, and it'll be a very unbearable thing. The fact that it's happened to you though, I feel you're going to have to get to a point where you do face it in order then to then heal and be able to move on. I just keep thinking of how you said to me last week, the love is still there. You still love your husband. Yeah. But now I understand that you're feeling scared of facing the grief because it then gives you flashbacks of your baby that you've lost.
There's this block. It's like I'm here and he's there, and then in the middle of us is this, big ball of hurt and anger and grief and failure.
Yeah.
And to get to him, I have to go through that, and I just don't feel prepared to do that.
Yeah. And you know what? You're never going to feel ready. You may never feel ready for that. But do you feel that you want to be running away for the rest of your life?
I guess what I took was the easy way out, and I realised that, but it doesn't mean that I want to backtrack and go the hard way. I mean, I don't want to run away. Running away's, it's hard, but it's hard in a sense that I don't have to deal with what's harder.
There's no easy way out. I think by you moving countries definitely is not an easy way out. That's also a hard thing to do, is to leave people that you love and, move somewhere else, relocating, meeting new people, having to build a house on your own and, trying to start fresh. That's not an easy way out. So I don't want you to feel guilty about that. It's just, grief and loss is a really tricky thing to deal with. People feel grief for many, many reasons. It could be somebody leaving, it could be someone dying, it could just be a change, a separation of some type. But the grief that you're experiencing, it's so deep because you had a child in your womb for so long, and you're probably so excited. And how were you excited about having this baby? And did you prepare the household? How far were you ready for the actual child being born?
I mean, you grow a person inside you for 9 months, and you've already developed this love for it before you even meet it, and you get so, all you can focus on is the day that you get to say hello to this child. And what you have no idea about is the fact that the day that you say hello is actually the day that you have to say goodbye as well.
Yeah.
And I think, it's just, I don't know how to get past that.
Abby, I've lost a baby too,
She's a travel counselor.
I don't know how to get past that feeling of, you spend so much time, and we wanted this child. We loved it from the moment that we found out we were pregnant. So we prepared the house, we bought clothes, I used to lie the clothes on my belly. My husband would talk to my belly all the time, and then you get there to the moment where it's all about to happen, and then it's like there's just this silence, everything stops moving, and something's wrong, and it's just I don't know how to get past that.
So you're allowed to feel terrible about it. You're allowed to feel sad. You are a human being. You're not a robot. This is what you need to remember. And this is what I tell all my clients. You lost something. You lost a child. That's a really big deal. And that's an important person in your life that you never will get a chance to live with now. So it totally makes sense that you're feeling so bad about it. So I want you to get to a point where you allow yourself to grieve. Instead of spending all your time running away and still having the thoughts and the terrible feelings, I want you to be able to stop, face it, allow yourself to grieve. But ideally, I would love you to do that in a place where you have a lot of support. But right now, we don't have that. So it's up to me to give you some strategies on how to deal with it. I want to break down your grief, if that's okay. So, you've expressed your grief in many different ways with me already. How would you describe it? How would you describe your emotions on a daily basis at the moment? How are your emotions?
I feel quite empty, actually. I feel emotionless sometimes, actually. Like, I just feel flat. I feel, not a lot most days.
Okay, so that kind of empty feeling, dull feeling.
Yeah.
So if somebody was to see you in the street, do you think they would see that in you? Or is it something that you just feel inside and you cover it up on the outside?
I think when I'm on my own, I don't, I'm just me, but in front of people I'm good at covering it up. I'm good at being happy and, chatty and like everything's fine, but when I spend time on my own in public, I probably,
Hello? No, I'm busy, sorry. No, I'm out, but I'll come next time. Sorry, have fun. Oh, bye.
Okay. So how do you act generally, do you think?
To me it feels normal, but I guess in front of people it feels a bit fake from my side because I know I'm forcing myself to be happy and, but yeah, I don't know really. I'm not.
Okay. How does your grief show itself in its physical being? So physically.
Well, I guess I don't dress as nice as I used to.
Okay. How did you used to dress?
I used to certainly wear more colourful clothes.
Okay.
I wear a lot, I just wear a lot of baggy t-shirts now, and I feel like I've got this body to hide now because it's failed me, and
right.
so I feel like I just want to wear baggy clothes to cover it, and so I guess that's changed on the outside.
Okay. And I guess the biggest thing is your thoughts. What are the type of... I know we've kind of brushed on this last week, but what on a daily basis, what are your thoughts telling you?
Oh, probably that I'm not good enough. That I don't fit the purpose of the body I was given. That I do talk down, I guess, a lot about myself. I look in the mirror and I think, oh, now you've just got a wobbly belly and for no reason, So I talk down about myself physically, and I probably think down on myself as well.
So if you look up grief and loss, you'll see that a lot of people experience a separation from themselves to their lives, which definitely is coming out through you. Your grief is telling you be alone, go away from everyone, and that's your way of moving on. Could you see yourself continuing this in the next 5 years?
No.
So if I say to you, Abby, take me 5 years in time, where would you be? What would you be doing?
I'd be happier.
Okay, yeah.
I like to be active. I've always been very active. I feel like that's stopped a little bit since I've been here. I like to spend time in the garden. I think I'd just be happier.
Okay. What country would you be in?
That's a question. That's a hard question.
In 5 years' time, where would you like to be? So don't look at whether you think you can manage it or not, but where would you like to be in a perfect world?
I guess England.
Okay. Yeah. Would you want to be back with your husband? So don't tap into what you're feeling right now.
Yeah.
Think, I know it's hard, but think of yourself in the future.
Yeah.
5 years' time.
Yeah.
Would you want to be alone or would you want to be with him?
I want to be with him.
Okay, good. All right. Again, I'm going to do something with you that may be a little difficult, but just see if you can just go with the flow. All right? And it's basically taking you out of Abby's body and into your husband's body. All right?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is close your eyes. So close your eyes. And I want you to really visualize that your body is now your husband's body. Okay? So picture his hair, what it looks like, and it's on your head. Picture his facial structure and his body, his legs and his arms. So you are no longer Abby, you are now your husband.
She's a travel counselor.
When I count down from 3, I want you to open your eyes and then answer my questions from your husband's point of view. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So can you tell me, how does it feel for you that you've lost your child?
Sad. Just feel grief, a lot of grief. Just, loss, just pain for the loss.
What were you feeling before the stillbirth?
Excitement, happiness.
Hey babe,
Hey, you.
can you put this in the cupboard for me please?
Really? It's just over there.
Don't argue, just do it.
Fine. What's this?
Have to have a look.
Did you make this?
Yeah.
Me and my dad? Are you kidding me? Is this real? I'm gonna be a dad?
Yeah.
When did you find out?
Yesterday?
Are you kidding me?
It's happening.
Really? This is happening? Oh my god, I'm gonna freak out. Oh, I love you so much.
I love you.
Oh. Hey, you? I have no idea what I'm gonna call you. Oh my god, really?
Fulfillment. Like, we were finally going to become a family. That's what we always wanted.
And what were the type of things you were looking forward to as for being a father?
Just playing with the child and seeing bits of each of us in the child and, seeing it learn and grow and kick a ball for the first time, walk, talk, play in the park, sports on the weekends.
And what about your wife? What were you picturing her as a mother?
She would have been a good mother, a really good mother.
Okay, so take me through the stillbirth day. How did you feel about watching that happen?
It was really hard. Just felt like there was nothing I could do to help. I felt helpless. It felt like I wanted to fix things, because that's what men do, they fix things, but I couldn't fix it.
So, given the fact you couldn't fix things, how did it make you feel as a person?
I felt like I couldn't support my wife. I really wanted to be there for her and make her know that it's okay and it's not her fault.
Alright, so when Abby looked for support from you that day, how did you react to that?
I guess I closed up because I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know how to help her because I could see she was so distressed.
Okay, and so how did you deal with that yourself?
I closed up, I guess. I just went quiet. I should have been more supportive, but I didn't know how to be.
So tell me then, when you came home, and tell me about the note. When you read the note, how did it make you feel and what were you thinking?
Abby? Abby? What the hell?
Dear Stevie, every time I look at you, I see myself as a failure.
I can't cope with looking into your eyes and seeing that the sadness you feel is due to me.
Everyone hugs me and says, I'm sorry this happened, but what I really hear them saying is, how could you stuff this up?
If I stay here any longer, I will keep falling deeper and deeper into the black hole.
I will be okay. I love you.
Abby.
I felt sad. I felt, I guess, like a desperation to get my wife back. Like I missed her, I miss her, I miss feeling her skin, I miss kissing her goodnight. And I knew when I read that note that that would be gone, and that was hard.
So, what do you try to do to deal with this? Have you tried to contact her?
Yeah.
Okay, and has that made you feel better, talking to her?
She doesn't answer the phone.
So if she doesn't answer the phone, what do you do after that?
Leave her a voicemail.
Okay, and does she respond?
Not really.
And how does that make you feel when she doesn't respond?
Like she doesn't love me. Like she doesn't want me anymore. Like I'm not good enough for her. I'm not doing the right things, saying the right things.
Okay, so how is your life without her?
Sad.
Okay. Alright, so close your eyes, Abby. Okay. So I want you to now go back into your own body. You are now Abby again. Think of your hair, your facial expressions, your facial structure, your body, arms and legs. And when I count down from 3, I want you to open your eyes as Abby again. 3, 2, 1. How do you feel?
I felt like I never thought of it from his side. I've only ever thought of my own side and my own grief and my own pain and trying to escape from that. And yeah, I guess it made me feel like he's probably going through a hell of a lot worse than I am.
With grief and loss, there's no such thing as better or worse because it feels bad for everybody. So, you know, it would feel bad for him and it feels bad for you. He handles it one way, you handle it another way. There's no right or wrong way with grief. There's not. But I just guess that activity is just to show you that, yeah, that he will also be going through things as well. And it's one step closer to hopefully allowing yourself to face him and not face him as a failure, but face him as a wife who has lost a baby. But it's not your fault that happened. And I know so many people have told you it's not your fault, and you were telling me about that last week. But it legitimately is something that you could not control. Do you at least acknowledge that? That you can't tell your organs what to do. We can't tell ourselves, don't have a heart attack. We can do what we can try to improve our situation by eating healthily, which you said. You were eating healthy, you were living a healthy life, you were happy, you were excited. You did everything in your power for this baby to come out safely. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And there was some type of failure that you could not control.